The Magicians, Surrender Offers Rest, But I'd Die for Peace. By Rachel Lawson. I know who you are, Lance Alexander, said a voice to a blinded man who was panicking and hogtied. Lance was gagged. He couldn't reply to that. He was scared. He knew he was going to die. He felt a knife on his neck. Time to die, the voice said. Lance Alexander awoke screaming in his bed. He was sweating nervously. He picked up his phone and rang his father. Hi Dad, he said to his phone. Hi boy, is every all right? Asked his father, noticing his panicked voice. I just saw Lance Alexander's murder, said Lance to his father. Oh no boy, not another vision, said his father. Did you see the killer? I didn't see anything. I was in a hood, said the son as he wiped sweat from his forehead. You were in a hood? Asked his father. I saw from the victim's point of view, said the son. How was he? Asked his father. He was tied and gagged, and died of a cut throat, said Lance, trying to keep under control like his father, who was also scared. Who was it, you or me? Asked Lance Alexander Sr. I don't know, said Junior. They met the next day in the office of the local coroner. Senior's father. It sounded like a killing by a serial killer called the Hunter. He hogties, gags and puts a sack on his victims' heads. Then he cuts their neck to kill them, said the coroner after they described what happened in the dream. The coroner told them the name of the killer. Apparently he was freed from prison on parole early for good behavior and jumped parole and started killing again. Junior and Senior visited a scene of one of his murders which the coroner was on. Who's that guy? Asked a policeman, seeing Junior. The King of Doom, my grandson, said Dr. Blake Alexander, the coroner. Didn't he murder his wife? Asked the policeman. No, he was cleared, said Senior. But he could have killed her. He is a magician, said the policeman. Junior looked awkward. He knew nothing could convince some people of the truth. You have a gun, you could shoot someone. It doesn't mean you will, said Blake. Of course I wouldn't unless I had to, the policeman said. This is different. No, it's the same with him, said Blake. But I didn't say I was going to kill my wife, said the policeman. I didn't say that, said Junior. I said I saw her die. I see dark events. Can we get back to work, said a man in a red tux and mask, scratching his red hair as he held a red top hat in the other hand. All right, Sergeant, the policeman said. Stop bothering my nephew, said the man in red. He was Blake's granduncle and Senior's mother's uncle. Yes, Blake and his wife were cousins. His wife died and was reincarnated, and they remarried, but enough about them. What killed him? Asked the sergeant. You can't see his throat was cut as usual with this killer's victims? Said Blake. Yes, wondered if you were awake. You look tired, the sergeant said as Blake yawned. I've been up late working on the case, said Blake. Your assistant been trying to get you to work more, said Senior. No, Tempest told me Junior would have a vision that Lance Alexander would die, said Blake. I wanted to save him, whoever he is. Tempest was Blake's other son, who had a similar power to Junior, only he saw all of time, not just bad events. Or nice you care, said Senior. I don't want to lose my grandson, Blake said sarcastically. Neither do I, said Senior, hugging his son. He looked like he needed a hug. Thanks, Dad, Junior said. What does this King of Doom do to help us? Asked the policeman. He's a necromancer, said Senior. What's that, a vampire? The policeman asked. Junior rolled his eyes. He stopped dressing as a goth to get away from being compared to a vampire. No, Junior snapped. I can't do much. Can't smell a soul in the victim. Oh, he's ghoul, said the policeman. No, we are not ghouls, hissed Senior shortly. Necromancers are dark magicians whose magic is related to death and the dead. Sounds like a ghoul to me, said the policeman. Junior sniffed and walked to the other side of the room and sniffed. Are you all right? Asked his uncle. Yes, I think I can help, said Junior. How? Asked his uncle. Blake and Senior wandered over to Junior. Blake and Senior looked at each other perplexed. "What is it?" asked their uncle. "The spirit isn't gone, it's here just hiding," said Blake. "You can see me?" asked the spirit. "Yes," said Blake. "Yes, what?" asked the policeman. "I'm talking to the ghost," said Blake. "Ghost? You truly are a pack of ghouls," said the policeman. The ghost was scared. "Are you ghouls?" asked the ghost. "No, necromancers," said Junior. "Same thing," the policeman said. Senior glared at the policeman. "Stop scaring the ghost, please," Senior snapped. "I should be scared, not him," said the policeman. "He's traumatized and you are scaring him," Blake said, who knew ghosts as the king of the Grim Reapers who judged the dead. Senior was a Reaper too. Junior wasn't, but he'd lived in a haunted house in his teens. "We are nothing to be feared, we only want to help you," Junior said, turning on the TV in the room to calm the ghost. The ghost thought Junior was odd. Senior laughed and turned the TV off. "What?" Junior said. "It's not our ghost, boy," said Senior. "We had ghost haunt our home when he was younger who loved to watch TV. Not all ghosts watch TV, sorry about that." Blake rolled his eyes. "Do you know where we can find your killer?" said Blake, embarrassed by his family. The ghost told them where to find their killer. They found his hideout, but he was not there, but he'd laid a trap, a hidden camera, and heard the name of one of his pursuer. He found and caught them. They awoke to hear a voice saying, "I know who you are, Lance Alexander." The captive was blinded. He was panicking and hogtied. Lance was gagged. He couldn't reply to that. He was scared. He knew he was going to die. He felt a knife on his neck. "Time to die," the killer said, about to kill Lance, who wanted to scream but couldn't. He waited and waited and waited to be killed. It didn't come. He wondered what happened. He felt the ropes break, then he felt something come off his head, and the light blinded him for a moment. Then he saw a man. "You?" Lance said to the man. "Yes," said the man. He looked and saw the man who wanted to kill him lying dead on the floor. "I thought I was going to die," said Lance. "So did I," said the man. "I think our looking for the killer brought us here," said Lance. "I think you're right," said the man. "Thanks for saving me, Dad," said Lance. "You're welcome, boy," the man replied.